Chiefs Kingdom, welcome back to All Chiefs Up. We're back with another podcast for that ass. And today, ESPN ranks the Chiefs roster number 1 in the NFL. Let's talk about it.
Before we get started, Chiefs Kingdom, make sure to hit that sub button. 95% of our viewers are not subscribed. If you're a Chiefs fan, hit that sub button right now. Also hit that like button. It helps it get out to more Chiefs fans. Mike, let's talk about the Chiefs. Obviously having the number 1 roster in this league, baby.
Let's do it. ESPN ranks the Chiefs roster as the league's best. Mike Clay and Seth Walder find that Kansas City's quarterback makes all the difference. Steve, they actually come out. They gave us a little bit of respect. Number 1, Kansas City Chiefs, strongest unit, quarterback. Does this even need an explanation? Kansas City's franchise player, Patrick Mahomes, has already won the league MVP, the Super Bowl, and the Super Bowl MVP 2 times each. He goes on to say all that even though we lost Tyreek Hill, he succeeded. He says, at only 27 years old, Mahomes' dominant reign is far from over. We're finally getting a little respect, Steve. It took this long.
Do you love how they like to play both sides of the fence in the media? It's always
every other
Patrick
day.
Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes, you know, he might not be as good as you think, or Joe Burrow's as good as Patrick Mahomes or better, or Lamar Jackson's better.
Right.
But the Chiefs are only winning right now because Patrick Mahomes is so dominant. Like, it makes no sense. It's a complete joke. They're all a bunch of slap nuts, Mike.
Hey, they want to say Chiefs suck because you get 99% of the league, 99% of the population. They'll click the story. They say Chiefs are good. You get that extra 1% one day a week. That's the way it is. You get both sides. They can come on and be like, hey, we said Patrick Mahomes was awesome. After they hate him all year long, they can pull up that one story in the middle of June, and that's how they do it. They went on to give a non-starter that everyone should know. Who do you think they picked, Steve? Do you want to take a guess, or I'll just bring it up? Justyn Ross, wide receiver. In 2018, Ross led college football with an absurd 5.1 yards per route run. Injuries have derailed his career, but it's hard to forget these numbers. Justyn Ross getting a little bit more love. He had already got love for Good Morning Football had given him some love, Pete Schrager. Now ESPN's on board with Justyn Ross hype train. Here we go.
They have to be. They have to be. It's like you said, man. The majority of Chiefs Kingdom is on the Justyn Ross hype train. So guess who else needs to be? The media. So they got to bring him up and throw him in there. It's just what they do. Is Justyn Ross like the main guy that's non-starter that people should know? Probably not. I wouldn't say that.
Yeah, I don't either. They said the weakest unit is the safety unit. So they go to the defense. Defense doesn't get respect. The Chiefs said goodbye to Tyrann Mathieu after the 2021 season and moved on from Juan Thornhill this past offseason. Andy Reid, who replaced Mathieu and played 97% of the snaps last season, is a good starter. Just good. But the defense will be counting on journeyman Mike Edwards, second-year Brian Cook, or day 3 rookie Chamari Connor to step into the starting row. Steve, what do you think about this assessment of our safeties? Because I actually think our safety room's pretty good, actually. I wouldn't say they're the weakest unit on this team.
I mean, I could go with that. I mean, when you start talking about what's the weakest unit on the team, that's definitely in the conversation. But I'm not worried about that unit. I think the safety unit is just fine. I think Justyn Reed's going to be even better than he was last year. I think to say he's just a good starter, kind of selling him short a little bit. I think he's going to be very, very good this year. And then I like what Brian Cook did in his rookie season. I would love to see where he goes from that. I don't think losing Juan Thornhill is a big detriment to this team whatsoever like other people do. I noticed that the media seems to think that Juan Thornhill is just this great safety. I've yet to see it. I mean, his rookie year before he took the knee injury, I think he was very, very good. He's a good ball hawk and everything like that. But we never really saw it flash much more after he came back.
Right. He would make a splash play here and there. Juan Thornhill got burnt more than toast. Him and Eli Apple probably somewhere on the what's that thing you do? The DNA test, and they bring out the family tree. Those two are pretty similar. They may intertwine their, what's it called? Their kin. Their kin may be pretty close. Let's get on to who they said was the X factor, which, by the way, I would maybe say that tackle could still be a position of need over safety or defensive tackle, but with Chris Jones, that's tough to say. So I'll let you and ESPN slide with safety. I do think that was probably one of the more glaring ones, if I could say. X factor, though, they said left tackle Donovan Smith. That kind of goes to what I just said. letting Orlando Brown Jr. walk in free agency and replacing him with Smith, who had the second worst pass block win rate among tackles last season and the third highest penalty rate among offensive linemen with at least 500 offensive snaps, was certainly a choice. Considering who will be playing behind him, Smith's play will be extremely high leverage. Steve, they are not big on the tackle position, but they still felt the weakest link was the safety.
Right. But no, I think the X factor one is perfect. We talked about Donovan Smith, and we've talked about this over and over again. We know that everybody likes to get the pitchforks out when you bring this up, but Donovan Smith was not that great last year, guys.
We need some repellent.
Trying to say that Donovan Smith is just this extreme upgrade from Orlando Brown Jr., that's just a farce. That's fantasy. It's not true. We've yet to see what he's going to do on this Chiefs team, Mike. And like we've talked about over the last couple of days, Orlando Brown made the point. Patrick Mahomes takes deeper drops and things like that. I don't know how this dude's going to do. I mean, if he's already holding all the time and getting beat, then it might not be good. But let's really hope that he gets back to his form from the prior season and can really step up over there on the left side, because I'm not sold on it.
I'm not either. But do I think we will succeed in some way, shape, or form with the offensive line? Yes. Even if Donovan Smith is not the world beater or whatever that we think he could be, you could slide Taylor over. You may have Wanye Morris to step in. We've got options like Kennard and different things. Even Prince Tega could step in. I know Julia's going to be mad, but we got Lucas Niang. Sorry we said that, but we've got people there that could possibly serviceably step in. Where I'm leading with X Factor is I'm going to say Kadarius Toney. If Kadarius Toney steps up big this year, this offense could be amazing. That could give Patrick Mahomes that true number one if we cannot get a D-Hop deal done. And I'll also go ahead and say on the defensive side of the ball, I think a big X factor this year that people are kind of overlooking, George Karlaftis. If George Karlaftis can step up to that next level this year, our defense can go from good to great, because with a guy like that, you have to double team on the edge. Chris Jones gets even more lethal up the middle. It's going to help Felix on the other side. It's going to make the whole defense look better. And I think it is George Karlaftis. It's not Omenihu. It's not the rookie, Felix Anudike. I think it's George Karlaftis. If George Karlaftis can get into a nasty, mean streak and can get after that quarterback and you got to start accounting for him, it's going to disrupt a lot and help that defense.
Absolutely. And a lot of people are worried about him having a bad sophomore season, just like taking that step back, the sophomore slump. I don't think George Karlaftis will have that problem just because of the work ethic this guy has and the motor he has. So, yeah, I'm with you, man. I think it's a huge X factor. If he can get out there and really make a difference this year, I mean, he already did in his rookie season, but if he can step it up another notch, that's somebody that the other teams have to start accounting for getting to the quarterback.
Right. And then we've got this. Steve, hell's freezing over somewhere. PFF ranks Andy Reid as the number one head coach. So to go on with ESPN's number one roster, the Chiefs now have the number one head coach, Andy Reid. It was hard to mess this one up. I don't think you could go anywhere but Big Red with this one, or you're just completely wrong.
100%, man. I know a lot of people want to go Belichick.
Nope.
You just can't, man. Big Red is it right now. I mean, it's all there is to it. You have to what's going on currently has to be weighed into this too. So if you want to go all-time wins and say, well, Belichick has more wins and he has more Super Bowl titles, that's cool and all. But, I mean, currently Andy Reid's the best in the game. That's just all there is to it. His team's hot. I mean, they're in the middle of a dynasty right now. Hopefully there's more championships to come along before Andy Reid, retires off into the sunset. So I think it's a great choice, and I'm glad that he finally got some recognition, and we're not always just going with the old Patriots, Bill Belichick, they're the best. I'm glad to see something new coming on.
I am too. And speaking of Andy Reid, Steve.
That time's yours.
The time is yours, ACU crew. We're going to take some of your comments from yesterday's video, and we're going to talk about it. Mike, what do we got?
First one up today, Master Keith, 88. He says that opening bit was great yesterday. He's talking about the Tyreek Hill video where he smacked a 57-year-old man and offered him $200 in hush money. He says, I'm not even a Chiefs fan, LOL. As good a player as he is, that's how bad of a human he is. Steve, Master Keith, thanks for watching, first and foremost.
Appreciate it.
That was a fun segment to do because it's always fun to take a little jab at Tyreek Hill.
Absolutely, man. You just have to have a little fun with this thing. There's a lot of people that got butthurt about it. And it's like,
so bad.
Dude, you're not responsible for him. You're not his dad. You don't have to worry about his bad behavior. Just go ahead, have a little fun with it, whatever. Whether you're a Chiefs fan or you're not a Chiefs fan, as you saw with Master Keith, you can have some fun. You can take some jabs at him. It is what it is. He runs his mouth all the time, so he's got to be able to take it as well. I think we were having some fun. I'm glad other people saw it as well.
Hey, if you're going to give it, if you're going to smack, prepare to be smacked. Comment number 2, IDKCD1TR, what a name. Bro gets paid $30 million a year and offered up $200. Damn faces. That is what we were saying. He says he can buy him and he can buy his boat, and then he says $200. What a smack in the face. What a horrible thing to say to somebody anyway. Like, that tells you how good of a person you are if you look at somebody and say, I could buy you and your boat.
Yeah, well, he made himself look like an idiot on a national stage. So, joke's on you, Tyreek, with your $200. There's nothing more you can even say about that. It's just as stupid as it sounds. Like, you don't even have to dig in on that.
I wonder what his lawyer fees are going to be. I bet it's more than $200. Let's move on. Orion Guided, who is a Chiefs member right there. If you want to be a member of the ACU crew, they start at $4.99. Go to join.allchiefedup.com. He says, bro, I'm poor, and I have trading cards that are worth more than $200. That's hilarious. I thought that was a good one. Orion, thanks for the comment. Stephen James, 122. I don't know why I said it like that, but we're just going to call him Stephen James. He's also a member of the ACU crew, Steve. He says, a moment of silence, please. The sweet, succulent success of the Tyreek trade drafts. Because of this, the team as a whole is better and remains a dynasty. He's spot on, man.
Yeah, hit the nail on the head there, Steve-O. Shout out Steve-O, ACU crew member. Good guy.
Right. Dude, when we first traded Tyreek Hill, it felt like something had been yanked from us a little bit. We were like, daggone, what are we doing?
Yeah.
It's played out so good. Brett Veach, bravo.
It's crazy how Brett Veach continues to just, amaze people, because like when you lose that kind of a talent, it's hard not to be gut-wrenching and worry about it a little bit. But, as time went on, everybody started easing into it and feeling a little better about it. And by now, it's a total win on that trade, 100%.
Brett Veach is a peach. Let's move it along. Will says, one thing is for sure, we all know Tyreek Hill would never hit Mike or Steve or Mike. Whatever, I read it backwards. He would be too scared, especially when he sees Steve's legendary beard and glasses. I don't know.
No,
he may want to punch Steve in the face
possibly
for the legendary beard and glasses because he's jealous.
He definitely would want to do that. I don't know why, but he just likes to hit people for no reason. But he's going to have to offer me more than $200. And I don't think he would be afraid to hit anybody because, as I said in a reply to that comment, he can hit and run, baby. I ain't going to catch him. So, I mean, he can kind of do what he wants.
We ain't catching him.
Nobody's catching him.
Nobody. Javier says Tyreek is 100% double slap nut.
Yes, sir.
And Yogi, I'm just going to call him Yogi. If Tyreek is getting the title King Slap Nuts, I think Florio should get the title of Queen Slap Nuts. I like slap nuts going on around here.
I like the slap nuts royalty that's being created here. Tyreek Hill and Mike Florio as king and queen, and we can just go on with the rest of it.
We can. I don't know why I brought up Master Keith again. Let's move it along. Trish Chief fan, she says Joe Cullen becoming the defensive line coach made the most difference. Talking about which unit was going to be upgraded the most this year that we had talked about yesterday, Steve. Chris Jones was a beast, and Karlaftis had a very solid rookie season. Even Saunders had one of his best years. I vote defensive line. As always, go Chiefs. She says defensive line should have been the standout one. We argued that.
Great
argument. It could have been up there.
I thought it was a very good choice by Trish. Shout out Trish. She's a member. She's been an OG since day one, commenting on ACU stuff. So we appreciate you. But yeah, man, she makes a great point. The defensive line, they acquired a lot of guys in this offseason. It's going to be exciting to see how they work out, man.
Definitely is. James Garrett, defensive line is most improved. Here's another one. In my opinion, we drafted a more athletic tackle with size and Coburn that can at least rotate in and out with Noddy on passing downs. We brought in Omenahue, who I believe offers upside in pass rush that can steal the edge on runs downs. He can also move inside on passing downs, and we can put our rookie at the edge to get a good mix of speed and power across the line. Add in Karlaftis' second-year projected leap, and you have a formidable D line. I still believe we add a veteran to that mix before training camp. Steve, he says a lot of good stuff. Do you think that the Chiefs may add a veteran in with him?
Absolutely. Been saying it for forever now. They love having that vet defensive end. They want that guy that can rotate in, that just has a lot of years under his belt, good experience, and still can put some value to the team. They'll probably get Carlos Dunlap back if he's game. I could see that happening because it worked out great. Obviously, he got a ring, we got a ring. But in the previous years, we'd used Terrell Suggs, Melvin Ingram for the same kind of a role. And I think that they're going to be looking to fill that as is, because when you look at the defensive line, that's really the only thing that we're missing is just a vet guy that can, give some leadership to that room, because right now we got a lot of young guys and a lot of guys that are coming in, that are still kind of up and up in their career, like Charles Omenihu. There's not any real guy that's, been proven and done it and can just really give these guys like something to look at.
Yep. Jack Green, Chris Jones knows what he's got coming in around him, and that's why he's confident in that DPOY projection. His ability and his teammates around him opening the doors for him. Go Chiefs. Jack Green, another member, another OG. Jack, you're awesome. Thank you very much for the comment. Great comment. I do think Chris Jones knows what he has. That's why he wants to be a Chief for life. That's why he's going to get the deal done. And he knows what this defensive line's capable of. So that was a great comment, Jack. Every Tribe Coffee, another ACU crew member, Steve, he says, I'll go to Carlos Dunlap's restaurant with you.
Let's do it.
We'll take you up on that
deal. Did you figure out what his restaurant even was? Because I didn't even look.
Yeah, it's kind of like healthy-ish Southern food or something. I don't know. It looked pretty good. They got a mac and cheese on the menu that looked pretty good.
We'll go give it a shot. We'll go give it a shot.
Yeah. So those were some nice comments. We have one here. Hell yeah, who day? This was in response to, are you guys excited for the new season? If you can tell, they sent y'all's ass home and got a big old ring. That's who. Steve, real Wizzy, why do we keep getting just Bengals fans everywhere? These guys are just straight up, like, it never quits. Like, this just sums them up so perfectly. This is them.
They just literally never stop. Like, you would think after the Chiefs beat them and went on to win the Super Bowl that they would stop, and they just will not do it. They will never go away. And for that, this is for the entire Houday Nation. Mike, alley-oop, and boom, shakalaka. Yeah, you suck, guys. Go away. If you actually beat us again in a meaningful game, come back. But until then, just go crawl in your hole.
Yep, get out of here. Corey Wing 15 says, not going to lie at first, slap nuts, Steve. The saying was funny, but now it's just cringe and annoying. Steve, did you hire Corey Wing to do our production for the podcast? Is he on the payroll?
Yeah. Actually, yeah, we do need to go back and take out all the slap nuts we said earlier because it's just too cringy, Mike. I don't know about it.
Man, I would think if you wanted to not hear it, you could turn it off or maybe make your own podcast. But otherwise, Corey, you're slap nuts. And Steve, alley-oop.
Boom, shakalaka. Suck it, Corey.
Oh, man. Well, speaking of the boom shakalakas, Le'Veon Hold, whatever. Good content in the down season, Steve. But the dunked on then boom shakalaka is just lame. I'm shutting this off after the third one later. Le'Veon, I'm assuming you probably won't watch today since you turned it off after the third one. Should he be our third boom shakalaka? Because I think he's just begging to get dunked on. I think he's trying to talk trash to try to get a boom shakalaka. I'm not going to give it to him.
No, you don't get it, buddy.
If you think that we're going to do it, we're not. So don't even worry about it. Here we go. Last one of the day. All-Consuming Jaws says, okay, hold on now. One of my favorite basketball games of all time, NBA Jam. This guy knows what's up. You boys are on fire. You're on fire. You've got to stop making them threes like Steph Curry. Loser at golf, by the way. Love y'all. Keep them coming. See, why can't you be more like All-Consuming Jaws there, crybaby?
Yeah, we appreciate you. We appreciate the good comment.
We're just having a little fun, having a little NBA Jam.
It's amazing to me that there's people out there that think that we care what they have to say. Like, we don't – you can constructively criticize all you want, and, if it makes sense, it does. If it doesn't, it doesn't. You might get dunked on or you might not.
Until you buy ad space on my program or you're the producer, I don't care what you think. And with that, Steve, time has been yours. Chiefs Kingdom. Let's move it along.
It's time for Questions from the Kingdom.
We got a new segment today, Steve. Questions from the Kingdom. We're going to start bringing this back probably every Friday. So if you guys want your question answered on here, you can go find us on any social media at All Chiefed Up, or leave a question in the comment on any video, short, or community post that we put up. First question of the day, Steve. Jair Dash at Jair Dash on Twitter. He says, Chiefs Kingdom, I may be looking ahead, but do you guys think it's possible for us to make history and become only the second team in NFL history to three-peat? I know this is a long shot, and we have to actually repeat first. But, Steve, do you see us repeating this year and then taking it 3 in a row?
Yeah, I think there's a great chance of that. I mean, there is. If you look at, let's just look at recent history, Mike. I mean, the Chiefs have been dominating. They're the most dominant team in football by far. Just a few little bad things have made it to where the Chiefs haven't won 3 out of the last 4 Super Bowls, or maybe 4 out of the last 4 Super Bowls. So, I mean, if you could get a little bit of luck to go your way along with this team that can just flat out dominate, man, yeah, it's definitely possible. I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility.
Yeah, I mean, we were one half of football away. Maybe if Tyreek Hill could have gotten the end zone there against the Bengals, we win that game. If Patrick Mahomes would have actually seen Mecole Hardman running wide open for the 3,000th time, we'd probably win that game.
Or if we had any offensive linemen playing Tampa Bay.
Right. If you don't have a D Ford offsides to negate a pickoff from Tom Brady,
right.
You have a chance of winning that one.
So they've been very, very
the Chiefs
close.
Could have won 4 or 5 in a row.
Yeah, they've been very, very close to already doing that. So, yeah, I think it's definitely possible with this squad. And we're getting younger. We're getting better. And I just think that it could happen, yeah.
It's possible. It could happen. Jair, thanks for the question. Chiefs Live, at Chiefs Live 21. Steve, I'm not for sure. Is this Chiefs Live that's always in our lives?
I don't know.
It looks like the same logo. I'm not for sure. If it is, shout out. If not, okay. How many sacks will Chris Jones have in 2023? Hashtag Chiefs Kingdom. Hashtag Chiefs. Steve, do you want to take a shot at how many sacks Chris Jones will have this season?
Well, Chris Jones seems fairly confident that he can have 20 at least. So
he's confident.
Let's say I'll give him a solid 18. I think that he can do better than last season. I think, if it was a couple of bad calls kept him from having 17 and a half sacks last season. So I say he takes another step up, man. I'm going to put him right around the 18 mark.
That's exactly where I was going. I think if George Karlaftis, again, can come on and pressure from the outside, if Felix Anudike-Uzomah can get in there and do what we know he can do, which is bull rush and play off the bull rush and just cause havoc, come at him with those high motors. You got 2 high-energy motors coming off the edge. Chris Jones is going to feast. I'm going to say 18 and a half sacks on the season, which was right where you said it. And I think he's taking Defensive Player of the Year. Why would he not? You don't come out in the public eye and say something like that if you don't back it up. He's not going to just go lay down somewhere. He's going to back this up.
Usually when Chris Jones gets out there and talks a little bit, he backs it up, baby. We saw that in the AFC Championship game last year. So hopefully we see it in this upcoming season, man, because I think he can do it, dude. I think he could be Defensive Player of the Year.
Yep. I see that too. And moving on, we had a little golf match last night, Steve, on TNT. The match. The Chiefs are still the champs, baby. And Kelce and Mahomes do not lose in Vegas. They are the winners of the match. They won 3-2 over Steph Curry and Klay Thompson. But let's be honest. If you watched any of it, Mahomes. Okay, look, here's 2 things that we thought were true. Mahomes was a pretty good golfer. Kelce was hit or miss. And we knew Steph Curry was a good golfer. Steph Curry couldn't do anything yesterday. Mahomes did not do anything, and Travis Kelce carried it. When the lights came on, baby, Travis Kelce was showtime. He was. He was showtime last night.
What a run for these guys. They're just having such a great run at everything in life. They're just winning and winning and winning. They're pulling a Charlie Sheen out here, baby. They're just winning. That's what they're doing.
They're winning.
And the thing about it
bracelets, by the way.
Right. Well, this kind of just goes back to what Jair's question. I mean, why would you think that they don't have a chance to three-peat? These guys are just in the zone, baby. And until it's proved otherwise, I'm going to have to say that's definitely a possibility.
It is. They should have had the match wrapped up. I don't know if you guys are big golf fans, but they should have had the match wrapped up probably with 5 holes to go. They couldn't hit any putts. They just couldn't hit putts. And then at the very end, they almost missed another one. Mahomes misses another one from 3 feet away that would have sealed the deal, and then Kelce had to come up, save the day yet again. Shout out to Travis Kelce. His swing looked good last night. I'm proud of him because me and you both play golf and we know how hard it is, especially when you're playing with people. When there's a group of golfers and nobody's playing well, it tends to rub off on you. And Kelce didn't let that happen. Mentally tough.
Yeah, it was cool to watch, man, because I really thought they were going to get beat. I really did. We talked about that. So
we
for them
to
go out and dominate, man, that was just cool, man. It was a fun watch.
For sure. That's going to wrap it up for the day. Watch this video that YouTube thinks that you guys would love to see. And thanks for subscribing and hitting that bell. Go Chiefs.
Next time.
Cause aside from my soul,